Hello, this is Van Crouch from Chicago. Thanks for taking time to watch today. A few years ago, we did a book that sold 500,000 copies to date. The title is Dare to Succeed. Look at the byline. When times are tough, go forward. And it's for the person who has the idea and germinated and planted in them that they're going to go higher in life. After a number of years of being a Christian, it finally dawned on my lightning quick mind that the great dividing line of the Bible is John 10:10. The thief comes not but for to kill, steal, and to destroy. Jesus said, I've come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. But in order to have life, in order to dare to succeed, in order to do something and go somewhere of a positive vein, how do you get started? Let me give you a couple of ideas. You know, ideas are a dime a dozen, but the people that use them are priceless. Idea number one, decide what you want to make of yourself, but there is a catch to it. Write it all out. In Habakkuk 2:2, the prophet said, write the vision, make it plain, put it on the tablet so that you can run with a vision. Solomon said in Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. Another translation says, where there's no revealed revelation, people cast off restraint. If indeed I hope to focus, or as the book of Proverbs says, not to the left, not to the right, but stay focused, stay in the stream, run in your lane, what do I need to do? Number one, decide what you want to make of yourself, but there's a catch. Write it all out. Get it off your mind and onto paper. In Habakkuk, the prophet said, write the vision, make it plain, put it on the tablet so that you can run with the vision. And Solomon said, where there is no vision, any thought of the future, any hope for tomorrow, any sense of purpose, where there's no vision, the people cast off restraint. How do I develop vision? What do I need to do? Here's a couple of ideas, keeping in mind that ideas are a dime a dozen, but the people that use them are priceless. Idea number one, decide, make a decision, decide what you want to make of yourself. What do you want the future to hold? Where do you hope to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Only one life will soon be passed, and only what's done for Christ will last. Number one, decide what you want to make of yourself and write it all out. Get it off your mind and onto paper. Get something down. Have yourself a reason to get out of bed. Number two, decide how you're going to do it. You say, well, my brother, I'm waiting on God. I beg your pardon, but God is waiting on you. God's already made a decision. He sent Jesus Christ to the cross. From the cross, Jesus said, it is finished. You say, what is it? It's whatever you need. You say, well, if I start out, what if I miss God? Excuse me, but he's a big God. He'll find you. Joshua 1:8 said, this book of the law, the Bible, shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that's written therein, and then you'll make your way prosperous, and then you'll have good success. You say, God's going to do it. It doesn't say that. It says you'll make your way prosperous. You'll have good success when you decide, and then decide how you're going to do it. And then number three, set a B.A.B. You say, well, it sounds nice. What did you say that was? B.A.B. What's that stand for? Base acceptable bottom. If you're going to go higher, if you're going to dare to succeed, what's the least you're going to do? What are you going to achieve? What are you going to attempt? What is the very least you're going to do? Set some minimums. You say, well, now, dear brother, I thought that you were a espouser of large goals. Large goals are great, but Dr. Ken Blanchard, the management expert said, Dr. Ken Blanchard, the management expert said, people do better when they feel better about themselves. Do you have a 50 things to do today list of items that you'll never ever get finished, and every day it reinforces a sense of failure? Get yourself some goals that are achievable and doable. Get excited and then raise your base acceptable bottom. Number four, develop a checklist on yourself. Why do I need to have a checklist? You need to know where you stand. My church does not want me to write faith checks. That's where I write a check and then put at the bottom, calling those things that be not as though they were. That's not faith, it's felony. You got to know whether there's any money in the bank, and you need to know where you stand. The people that break records keep records, and you can't manage what you don't measure. Know where you stand. Know how you're doing. And then finally, from the book of Nike, chapter 1, verse 1. You say, is that in the Bible? No, it's in the book of Nike, N-I-K-E. Just do it. You've got to get started, getting started. And I believe if you will get started, getting started, you're going to experience Ephesians 3:20. Now unto him who is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all you can ask or think. God's going to get involved. God's going to come alongside. God's going to command his blessing. And this is going to lead you to a day of success in Christ. And God's best is yours.